I handed out some forms, and I would love for everyone to check out, leave an email, and whatever organization, because we're all working together to create a super system of reentry and reintegration for people coming home. So no matter which one of us you work with, you're working with all of us. So that's the purpose of these forms, to get involved and also to give your email. Even with different organizations, if you want to get involved with youth or AIDS or HIV, you're still playing a part of the bigger system. Kayla.
Hi, everybody. Well, while there are unique issues that women face when they come home, I think just generally, as men and women, we face a lot of issues because we're dehumanized in prison, and the process of, people coming home, it's almost like we're not worthy to come home. So the services are lacking because they're like, oh, well, you're lucky to even be getting out. So you get out of prison, and there are many things that you cannot foresee or prepare for because of that trauma. Defense mechanisms that you had to build so that you could survive come out in the subtlest and most disturbing and disruptive ways in society. For women, I've realized that there are no services for us. We are forgotten about. For whatever reason that is, I don't know if it's because people think that women can just shake it off and, they're mothers, so they're going to return and go back to their duty of being a mother, so they don't need other services because they're the caregivers. But you can't be a proper caregiver if you're not taken care of. So something that I'm very passionate about and why I stand here today is to use all of my experiences to bring a change to the system. What I envision is not halfway houses, because that's institutionalized sounding, and houses, places for people to go, not only formerly incarcerated, but just people in general who have no support. I believe that everybody coming home from prison should have a mentor, a life coach, somebody that's going to stand with you and say, okay, this is how you get back into school, this is how, we need to address these issues with your families. We need to get you whole, because while you've been in prison, you've been empty. You've been constantly torn down. And to come back out here, people are still judging you, because a lot of people, for me personally, I had a very media sensationalized case where, they wanted me to spend forever in prison. And, not that I didn't deserve to be in prison, I absolutely did, but I deserve a second chance, because you know what? Us coming home from prison, the experiences that we've experienced, we are qualified to make a change, because we who were once the problem are the solution. So not only do we need, and I don't mean to take it off of women, but I just, in general, I think that this is, everyone that's sitting here right now, even if you weren't formally incarcerated, I think that we all have a duty to come together as a non-traditional piece and then a traditional piece, because we need social workers. We need to bring you on board so that we can train you into saying, okay, these are some of the things that these people are going to face, and this is how we can help them. Yeah. If you don't deal with the issues that brought you to prison, the issues that you got while you were in prison, and then the things that you're facing while leaving, you are going to go back. And understand that these services are not available because they want people to go back. This is a money-making industry. Don't get it twisted. This is all about making money off of people's pain. Because had our mental health system addressed many of our issues, I was molested by the time I was 3 years old. Had my issues been addressed, and I'm not blaming anybody because I'm not a victim today, but had those issues been addressed, maybe the state wouldn't have been able to make money off of me becoming an offender, So it's time that we realize that people coming home, although we need you, you need us. You need our experiences, our strength, because the strength that people have gotten from being in prison, adversity gives you a certain strength that you cannot get unless you've faced it and come through it. And in order for our society to be whole and for us to, put an end to mass incarceration, we have to come together and see each other as human and realize that the person that, you might call a murderer or, a junkie, or just that there's a term, othering, that might be the same person who has gone through the same thing you're dealing with. We have to value emotions and emotional pain and mental pain, because that's very real, and to be able to empower the next person, which women, we really need that, because men, you guys are a little more resilient than us. Women, we're a little more emotional, but that's okay, because there's strength in that. But we need empowerment, and it's not only so that we can get better, but just as society in a whole, we're so poisoned with hate. If we got together and did this on a level of love and restoring people and forgiving people and having redemption, all of our lives would be so much better. It wouldn't be about the material things, and every single person in the world, we all have a purpose. We're all a vital piece of a puzzle that, just like the civil rights movement, how do you think that came about? People coming together and realizing, like, wow, this is fucked up and we're not going to tolerate this anymore. And, every single person, we all can contribute something to this movement. And like I said, I'm sorry that I took my eye off of the women thing, but it's just a general thing. But women, and this is something that I want to do, so I don't know if you want to personally get in touch with me, but Five and I, we're trying to build things for women, and like I see it, we're, I don't know, maybe there's social workers here, maybe there are people who are qualified to, be a part of this service, where you'll come into one of the houses that we have and, sit with this woman and assist her with her mental health, or, education, figure out, all right, what is it that you want to do? We need people that are going to come together and start being the difference that we want to see.